What's up, everyone? This video was recorded on June 8th, 2024 here at Eagles Landing in Stockbridge, Georgia. I'm using the ultra wide lens on the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. With the Hohem iSteady M6 gimbal. I'm recording this at 4K 120 FPS ultra wide using the stock Samsung camera app. Now this setting doesn't have stabilization normally, so I just want to see how it is as I walk down this highway. It should do a lot better during the daytime in the ultra wide because this setting has an f aperture of 2.4, so it's not too good in low light, especially with the native app. Using a third-party app, you can control the noise better than it naturally does. And you can get a lot more out of this camera, such as the MC Pro 24 FPS app. However, there is going to be some frame skipping with this particular phone, which I don't really like. That it doesn't do with the native camera app. It's a beautiful morning though, it's not too hot at all. It's supposed to get very hot later on. It's supposed to get up to 89 Fahrenheit later on in the afternoon. Right now it's currently 8:22 a.m. Right now we're passing through some local businesses of Eagles Landing, which is an upscale part of Stockbridge, Georgia. And also we're about to pass over Interstate 75, I-75, exit number 224. 224. Passing over the interstate bridge that was built in Passover Bridge that was built in 2005. It's almost 20 years old and it's held up sufficient, in my opinion, but you'll see in just a second the condition of it. It's pretty good in my opinion. They have an extra space storage, a Super 8 by 𝐻𝐻𝐻. Most of these motels are privately owned businesses. It's not corporate necessarily. Just to keep a lookout for that. Some of them will offer cheaper rates based on the management there or the owners, and some of them will have corporate rates. It just depends on the hotel. I like this median way to the left. They have this pool open now. The gimbal's holding up pretty well, but I do see it shaking a little. More of a natural handshakes going on. But this section looks very attractive with the nature and the different colors going on. This gimbal's battery can hold up very well. It can last for several hours, unlike previous gimbals I've had, such as the DJI Osmo Mobile 6 and Hohem iSteady X2. This one right here is made for cinematography. It is a $200 gimbal, but I got it on sale including the AI kit for only $170, which is a pretty good deal, considering that this actually used to be a $250 setup. Cars behind me. You can go ahead and walk. It's a beautiful Georgia morning here in the United States. Look at that nature. That's an old car up ahead. That's the zoom capabilities on the ultra wide. You can't really go that far. Only 2x. That was a very old car that just passed. It's kind of like the Jeep from the 1950s or 40s. It looked to be maybe even older. Here is the overpass bridge here on I-75. These amazing views. I have the current camera settings at, take the zoom screen off here. 1/125th shutter, and the ISO is at auto. Right now it's at A50. It's at A64. Omnidirectional microphone and auto white balance. It's a pretty dirty sidewalk, a lot of objects. Put it on PTF mode, but there you go. Look at all those birds. You can tell that my hand is kind of stressing to reach the different controls a little and keep this stable. Truck sounded really cool going underneath us. Looks like the bridge instantly cancels all that noise out. Back on PF mode. The cars coming. It's currently 64 Fahrenheit, as you see way in the distance there. Just had it on there. It's a very nice section of sidewalk going on here. They must have just done this not that long ago. Here's Chick-fil-A. They're going to get some breakfast to the right. I love their Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit sandwiches in the morning with hash browns. It's one of my favorite meals at Chick-fil-A. To me, arguably better than even their lunch and or dinner. But it looks really pretty up here. I'm gonna walk through up here real quick and walk through the parking lot and then back onto this main road. They have a pedestrian crossing sign here, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's see if I can go through over here. Can I? All right. I can, okay. There are too many cars over there for me to pass through, so I have to walk over this way. Some busy sounding traffic. I'm glad I came this way. They have a lot of new buildings going on here, or a couple at least. Looks to be a hotel. Some traffic over here. Let's see what's going on this way. I'm glad I came over here. We have a waffle fry that's just been sitting out maybe since yesterday. Let's go this way real quick. I want to see this new hotel over here, it looks to be. Yeah, it's a new hotel. It's a Holiday Inn. I'll show you in a second here. And there's also another new hotel going down this way as well. I haven't been over here since 2019. Maybe they have a sidewalk that I could walk on. They do. There's a Waffle House as well. Let's see about this new hotel over here. Micro Hotel Inn and Suites by Wyndham. That would be the hotel. Well, that's a Holiday Inn. Microtel must be up ahead. There's no sidewalk up ahead. It just goes to gravel and straight grass. So far, there's only woods. And this is a steep hill, too. Let's keep walking. I'm glad I have on the appropriate footwear, even though it's going to be hot today. I have on these boots. I got off of Temu. I love them because they look kind of like sneaker boots. Go ahead and pan this back up, but they're tactical boots. Very similar, if not the same, that officers wear. It's kind of bumpy navigating this scooter on this bumpy road. They have Oaks at Eagles Landing. I don't think they had this area before. I don't remember this being here. There's a Microtel by Widnam. And it looks like they're still building this hotel coming up to the right. It's still being built as of June 8th, 2024, but I love the coloring. It's going to be a 4-story property with an indoor pool, maybe an outdoor pool. They're still building it, though. I was flying here back in 2019. I did about 35 miles an hour. Almost enough to really connect the flow of traffic behind me, but there was a motorcycle that overtook me. Still building it. Very nice hotel. Let's go back up this hill. Can't wait to see when this hotel is complete. Maybe I can cross the street, actually. Let's do that. Without bottoming out the scooter. I'm going to be quick about this, too, because you really can't see the cars behind those trees over there. There we go. Oaks at Eagles Landing. Some more business buildings right here. They're pretty cool looking. And Holiday Inn Express and Suites. Holiday Express and Suites, rather. I have the scooter turned off, so the speedometer is always going to be at 0. Let me turn the regular screen back on. It was on the zoom screen. Because there's no stabilization, you can tell when I tap the screen there. Country Club Drive, Patrick Henry Parkway. It looks like it would be easier to walk on this median way, but they have the sidewalk put in an awkward place. This is an interesting little parkway over here. Ooh, about to trip on the scooter there. My foot interfered with the back wheel. Got in the way of it, rather. Going too fast than how fast my hand is moving the scooter. And I know you saw that because this has no optical image stabilization. It's just the gimbal once again. Piedmont Henry's across the street. Oops. It's a lot of work balancing the gimbal and walking up this hill with the scooter in the other hand, but that just goes to show you how good the stabilizer is, the gimbal, without any optical image stabilization, and how it actually looks. Adjust this real quick. Lone rider. Now I have this on PTF mode. Just go ahead and walk over to the Publix pavilion up ahead. Oh, cool, there's a little caterpillar right here. Look at that. Now with the ultra-wide lens too, this actually records exactly 120 FPS. It's usually on average 119.99 FPS. Or exactly 120, or just over it at 120.01 FPS. The main lens, the 1X lens, sometimes goes as low as 119.38. If you want to be very technical, it's probably just a couple of missed frames, but maybe when it starts recording or when it stops recording, but that's after reviewing the footage on my computer when I sunk it from my S24 Ultra to the laptop, my external hard drive. It'll say that. You can see all the details of the video and perhaps put it in some frame drop testing software and see what it actually recorded. Looks like they're remodeling some of Piedmont Henry over there. It's crystal clear to the naked eye, but with the zoom lens, or not the zoom lens, with the wide angle lens, it's kind of blurry looking. The camera compared to the human eye is still very, very clear, obviously. It's what you were born with, and you can see so much detail. The cameras are starting to catch up in different ways to the human eye. And we're getting slower and slower to cyborg vision, where the video looks like real life, but it's from a camera and not an actual human eye, obviously. Otherwise, how would you be able to watch a replay unless you had some sort of insane brain implant? Jokingly, but kind of serious. This is a pretty cool washer. Show you that. That looks pretty cool. They have a lot of those cool looking washers here in Georgia and other suburban states. Anywhere where there's street infrastructure, you can almost guarantee to find a washer. That was a good focus test again with the ultra wide angle lens. So this setting looks pretty much, if not way clearer, it looks pretty much like my GoPro, kind of. Just with no stabilization. But I think this setting, even though I said it looks like GoPro, even with my own personal tests, I still think this looks even better. The sharpness is a lot clearer and it looks more natural to the eye. GoPro, I think, over sharpens their image when you put it on medium sharpness. I think it's a little too sharp, especially with linear lens, but with wide angle, it looks more natural and higher quality. Some more restaurants and a nail bar you can go to where they have free Wi-Fi. These boots really do give me a nice spry in my step, I have to say. This is Eagles Landing Parkway, so I did say this highway before. This is Eagles Landing Parkway. I've been walking for over 30 minutes. And we're almost at Publix. They have a car wash over here. This thing looks so perfect and with the naked eye. It looks almost like a simulation. It's so clear. It looks so realistic, it looks like a simulation. Everything is so well detailed and crisp and colorful and sharp. I wonder how the camera's gonna look. That's with the naked eye though. That's not necessarily on the camera, but I could be wrong. The camera would look probably just about the same as it does in real life. I know the main angle, the main camera would pick it up perfectly, but I'm not sure about the ultra wide because this is also a personal test as well. They have a lot of businesses over here: Piedmont, Urgent Care. It's mostly medical businesses over here, and over there is Publix. I'm gonna go ahead because there may be more traffic. I'm gonna go ahead and, well, no, I'll go ahead and walk straight. Never mind. It looks like he's going to the right as well on his speedy motorcycle. Just another block up. So loud mufflers, they crackled. Still a really nice median way over here. Here's the Eagles Landing Village Center. I'm gonna take this way. It's a pretty steep hill. At this point, it's a little bumpy walking down it, so we'll see how the gimbal does. Should be strategic, yeah, strategic print lab. I thought it said Stratgic. Thought they were trying to be fancy and spell it a different way, but no, strategic print lab. It's the way the angle of the sign is with the lens and, or not the lens, the way I'm walking up to it. Have a single engine plane flying way up there too, pretty cool. They're actually open, but here you go. That's Spanish cuisine, Mexican. have seating over here, so you can eat outside and have your public sandwich. Hi. If you choose to. What's up? All right. That's Publix over there. They have a tropical smoothie cafe. And an Italian bistro. They had it also on the main sign over there called, and it's called, Serafino's Italian Bistro. Some of these restaurants are still closed, but they'll open in a few hours. It's a little dirty over here, but Republic Finance, the Joint Chiropractic. So they must have probably just opened. Looks like they're already preparing smoothies. Technically can just walk over here, walk further. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video when I get to the traffic light in a couple more minutes. That walk was about 40 minutes long at a modest pace. PNC Bank. I love the landscaping over here with the trees and how green it is. Just be aware that during the springtime in Georgia, if you have allergies, it's not going to be a good time at all. That's coming from personal experience and others as well. You're going to have a good old time with battling pollen and mold, moss, as the trees bloom. Sometimes the rain does help though, however. Eagles Landing community established, I didn't know it was in 1988, but now they gave a date. This is a kind of new sign-ish. If that made any sense how I just said it, but it's not sure how old the sign is, but 1988. Some 35, 40 years later, it's doing pretty well. It's almost been 40 years since 1988. In a few years, 2028 would be 40 years. We're into the future now. Definitely from back then into the 21st century, and definitely it looks to be doing relatively well. Look at that shot of the bird. It's a little blurry, but that's still nice nonetheless. I zoomed it out at the right time, the bird flew away. It's a cool looking Hyundai with the grill in the front. Hyundai and Kia make really nice cars nowadays. I love how they look. Here's a Chase Bank. Look at how beautiful this looks. You have people out here running, getting their physical fitness in as well. It's a good time to do that. Early in the morning before the day picks up. It looks really beautiful over here, the colors and all. We're gonna wait for the light over here and cross the street where I'll end the video as I scoot back to the other side of town. I'll be recording it on my GoPro though, as it's easier to manage right now. Guys, watch some of these cars going by before we cross on over. You can see all the details and motion. They have some more sidewalk, which is good to know as we go down the highway there. They really should have it going down all the way. It really does help. Walking, scooting especially as well, and maybe even a bicycle depending on how fast it is. Although I prefer to go in the bike lane because the bike is doing the speed of a slow-moving vehicle going on flatlands or down a hill. It's only going up these steep hills here in Georgia where it slows down a lot. Okay. Let's see. She looked right at me with the camera, kind of cool. Okay, that's gonna go ahead and do it for me. That's gonna do it. Go ahead and do it for me. Please give this video a like. Consider subscribing for more awesome content, tests just like this and more, live streams. And I can't wait to see how clear this footage looks. My own eyes are kind of flickering like a high-speed video though. It's a really high flicker. Maybe that's because I've been looking at my monitor on the phone because it does have a PWM flicker rate. I'm thinking it's 960 hertz, but anyways, I have cameras for eyes anyway, right? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this beautiful morning tour of Eagles Landing here in Stockbridge, Georgia. If you did, please just give this video a like again. Saying that again, please give this video a like. It helps out so much. Please comment down below on what you thought about the area, the camera, and the gimbal. And I will make it up this hill the easy way. I'm gonna go ahead and scoot up it as I put away my equipment rather. But that's gonna go ahead and do it for me, everyone. Thanks for watching, and good morning from me to you. Hope you have a great day or night or whenever you're watching this. Love and positivity to you, and see you in the next video.